mentioned, Malta is a very, very small country. So it may not be your best place for a postdoctoral study, but that's not to say you will not be able to find. But at the moment, ARROS is not offering any postdoctoral support to Malta. You can work in Malta, you can work and study at the same time. How accessible is a very, very relative term in the sense that even in big nations, some people find it hard to get jobs. So what I would say there is, it depends on what skills you have and what you are willing to sacrifice. If you have very good skills, for example, if you have very good IT skills, I'm going to talk about that after the question and answer time, because there is actually an opportunity, an immigration opportunity for people with ICT skills who are working online in Malta. So it depends on what you are willing to do. Because I mentioned at the very, very beginning of this presentation that there are more tourists in Malta than citizens or people living in Malta. Malta is a very, very popular tourist destination. So anything that is associated with tourism will be something that you can prepare yourself for to find a job in Malta. So you can expect that, because even though it's a small country, there will be many hotels, there will be many tourist attraction places, there will be many restaurants. So these are all places where international students work. So these are the kind of things that you can think of and prepare yourself for. But if you have personal skills that is sellable in Malta, that's another way of looking at sponsoring yourself. And I always mention it on this program. In the age that we are living in today, you don't have to work in the country where you live. You can work anywhere in the world. What is important is, have you developed yourself to the point where you are able to sell your skills outside the country where you reside? That is also going to be applicable in Malta. So if you want to prepare for study in Malta and you don't want to put yourself in a difficult situation, I would say start by getting yourself some skills that are sellable. Develop yourself, get digital skills that you can use to work online. You don't have to work for anyone. People will pay you to do things for them. So what problems are you able to solve? That's my question to everyone. If you're able to solve people's problems, people will pay for someone to solve their problems. Every single service that we pay for is about problem solving. Whether someone is helping as a maid in somebody's house, it's because you are able to solve the problem of cleaning their house, cooking their meals, and running their errands. So what problem can you solve is what will determine if you are able to scale through that or able to live a comfortable life when you are outside your country. I might not be able to answer for every possible cause, but what I know is that if you are looking for a particular field of study, then I would say send a message to ARROS WhatsApp. That's the number at the bottom of my screen.
Yeah, I'm there already.
Oh, okay. So send a message there. ARROS will be able to tell you if your course is available and where it is available. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if you are thinking about scholarship, like some of the scholarships that I mentioned, you may need to review the scholarship pages to see what are their priority areas and priority topics for 2022. Then you can tailor your research proposal to that. So that by the time you are applying, you will put yourself in a good position to be able to get score very high. No, I used to say that as I think at the beginning of my presentation that ARROS is not a scholarship awarding organization. So ARROS does not offer scholarship, but the scholarships that are available in Malta, I've already presented them. You can go online, search for any one of them, review them, and if you are qualified, you will surely get an offer. Yes, there are many universities in Malta that do not require you to provide an IELTS, so you can apply to those ones. That's another fantastic thing with Malta. If you have family and you are going to Malta to study and you want to go with your family, you are very free. As you are applying for your student visa, you can apply for your family visa as well, and then use that. Go to Malta with your family. But don't forget that you are going to need to produce proof of fund, except if you are going on fully funded scholarship. That standard documentations, your international passport, your transcript and certificate for previous studies, if you are doing a postgraduate program, if you are doing an undergraduate program, your high school result and transcript, yeah, and then a CV, a comprehensive CV is always important. And in certain situations, you may be required to provide your study gap explanation. Let's say it's been 5 years you've been out of school. What have you been doing since those 5 years? Or let's say your CV shows that you graduated from high school in 2019, and in 2021 you are applying to start. You started your bachelor's program, and then you have graduated, and then another maybe 2 years later you started your master's program. All those gaps, you need to provide an explanation for what you did during the period. And always make sure that your story is correct, because when you write this kind of things, there are documentations that are kept. Later on, maybe you want to make some other applications in the future, and you are asked, what happened at this time? Where were you? And you say something different, then that will be truly bad. So you don't want that to happen. So you should be very careful how you answer some of those questions. And someone also asked, do I need to learn a language? No, you don't have to learn any language, except for those who wants to study medicine. I don't know, I think you may be asked to provide documentation for any other language which they will specify. Like I said, I've presented some scholarships. There are so many other scholarships online. How to secure them is apply, qualify, provide whatever documentation is requested, and you have it. If it's a master's program, speech language pathology is going to be a specialization under communication therapy. So there is communication therapy as a course, and you can specialize in speech therapy there. So the answer to your question is yes. It depends on where you want to study. If we are talking about Malta here, if you are more than 23 years of age, we can make a case for you through the adult learner policy, so that you'll be allowed to go on with your study, even though, based on your work experience. So in that case, you're going to need to provide detailed information about your work experience and how it is related to the area of study that you want to go for. If it's not Malta we are talking about, if it's somewhere else, then it's going to be depending on which country we are looking at. So if you are asking generally, yes, we can help with your admission for in different countries, even if you have HND or NC certificate. A few additional benefits of studying in Malta or living in Malta. There is an incredible weather there, food and scenery is great, immigration opportunities for PR or citizenship, it's all available there. And there is high-speed internet with very wide coverage. And that's the reason why many digital nomads prefer to live in Malta. There is an excellent work from wherever you are opportunity for digital nomads there. So I'll talk about that in a moment. So immigration opportunities are available. You can apply for your family visa with your student visa. You have post-study work permit of 6 months, during which you can get a job or start a business, and you can start working towards your PR or citizenship. And then permanent Malta residency, that's the PR, Malta PR. This is how you can achieve it if that's your dream. There are investment requirements. So if you are able to meet up with those requirements, you can apply for PR in Malta. You must have clean criminal record, good reputation. You must have an insurance scheme that is global, and you must be in sound health. So this is the special visa that I mentioned, the Malta nomad visa. Okay. The nomad residence permit, I've just been informed that there are a number of questions in the chat box. I'll get to that in a moment, please. Nomad residence permit, that's a special visa to live and work in Malta. It is open to anyone who is working remotely or you are a freelancer. So you may be working in any part of the world as long as your office is on your laptop. You are free to apply for this visa to go and live in Malta. What are the requirements? You'll get a 1-year visa at the first instance, and then it's renewable. You can start a company and enjoy tax benefits. You can, but you must have earnings of minimum 2,700 euros per month. That's your minimum monthly income. So if you are earning up to that and you're working online, then this is your chance. If you want to go with your family members, you can, but for every family member, you need an additional 200 euro to add to it. So if you're interested in that program, please head on to this web link here, https nomad.residencymalta.gov.mt. When you go there, you're going to see every information that you need. For those who may not understand what it means to be a digital nomad, this is it. The traditional nomad are those who follow cows and animals, camels, all through deserts. And so they don't really have a particular place where they'll say, yeah, this is our home. They do their job wherever they find themselves. So in the 21st century, we have them replaced by this set of people here who are called digital nomads. They work anywhere, and because their office is on their laptop. So wherever they are, that is their office. So if you are one of them, you can apply to live in Malta. There is a special visa that covers you and your family. It even covers your pet. So if you have a dog or a cat you want to travel with, you are very welcome to bring them. You can bring your children, underage children, that is your minor kids, as well as your adult kids who are not married and you are still responsible for. When you live in Malta on this visa, you don't pay any tax. Application fee is 300 euro, and 300 euro also for any other person you are applying for with you if you are bringing family. You need to provide proof of income or a contract if you are a freelancer, and you need to buy personal health insurance as well as a tenancy contract or rent agreement. There are many ways of getting that. Citizenship by naturalization. If you have lived for 6 years in Malta and 4 of those years you have been in Malta consecutively, you can apply for this. You must hold Maltese PR. That's an important condition. And during these 4 years, you have not been outside Malta for more than 6 months at a stretch. That's a condition you must satisfy. You need 2 guarantors. One of them must be a truly local citizen of Malta who is not someone who naturalized. So it's not somebody that got a citizenship of Malta. It has to be someone who is born Maltese. And then one other person who is a judge or a priest or a magistrate, a captain of the army. There are a number of conditions that are, people that qualifies for that, so you can always find that. And then you must have 3 written testimonies from many local Maltese people for you to be able to apply for this. And for your information, dual citizenship is allowed in Malta from year 2000. So if you don't want to lose your citizenship, you can always years of study will not count if you are applying for citizenship. It has to be years of living and earning an income and contributing to the economy. That's what is counted. Not only in Malta, but in every country, except when there are special immigration programs. Now, another way of looking at multi-citizenship is citizenship by birth. Unfortunately, except one or both of your parents are Maltese, the child does not have multi-citizenship. So that may not be maybe what you're looking at, except if you're planning to marry a Maltese. Citizenship by marriage is for spouses of citizens. So if you marry a Maltese citizen, then you are free to live and work in Malta, but that does not make you a Maltese citizen. You won't get Maltese passport, but you are free to live and work and without work permit. You don't need to apply for any work permit for you to be able to live and work, but you can apply for your citizenship after 5 years of marriage and residency. So if you have been married 5 years to a Maltese citizen and you have lived in Malta for 5 years, definitely you're free to apply for Maltese citizenship. And another program is the one that is called the Global Residence Program. It's for economically self-sufficient individuals. That means you must be rich. And you must rent or own an apartment with an address on Maltese Islands, any one of the 3 islands. And you must have a formal recognition. It will give you formal recognition as resident for tax purposes. And then there is another one called the Malta Economic Citizenship. I said that's buying yourself a new passport. It's called golden passport. You need to pass the fitness test, health fitness test, and you're going to need to deposit 650,000 euro into a national development or social fund, or invest 350,000 euro in property in Malta, or invest 150,000 euro in bonds or shares. If you are able to do any one of those and you are ready to live in Malta for 5 years minimum, you are very free to apply for that kind of citizenship in Malta. If you are thinking of going to resume for study in September or October of this year, or in 2023, now is the time to put in your application. Application for anything 2022 has closed for many institutions. The few that are remaining will close by the end of May. Multi-scholarships are also currently open, so all those scholarships that I presented are currently open. Research them, explore, and see if you qualify. You can apply for them. Most scholarship opportunities are currently open in other countries as well. Usually, this is the time when scholarships are open. The next webinar is going to be on what are different options of affordable study options or best study options. So we're going to be bringing together different study abroad opportunities in different countries that are cheap and that offers you benefits. I know that for many international students, what they think of in terms of benefits and in terms of best will be immigration opportunities. So we're going to be addressing a lot of immigration opportunities in different countries where you can study, and those countries where both immigration opportunities and cheap study opportunities go together. That's what our next webinar is going to be about. So afford yourself that opportunity to be there and see what you can learn. And if you have any topic of interest that you want us to see us address on this webinar, please feel very free to send your message on that topic in the Arrow's WhatsApp group. It will be passed on, and we're going to make sure that it is addressed. And this is this is Arrow's communication links, contact links. That's the website there. Please head on to the website and check all the information there. Read up about countries, read up the information that's available in the blog post. You can really get very good materials to help yourself make decisions when you go there. And like I said, you don't have to pay Arrows any fee for helping you to apply for admission, as long as you are interested in studying in any of the more than 500 colleges and universities that Arrows represent. Office hours is Monday to Saturday. All hours is okay. If your message is not responded to immediately, then you will be able to get a feedback as soon as possible. So Monday to Saturday, all hours is okay. And just for those who have also been asking me, So this is what I do. I'm a consultant to AROS and OT, and I also offer career counseling. So for those who may be interested, maybe in talking directly about choosing a career, or you want to talk about research focus, or you have written a research proposal and you need someone to take a look at it for you, or you need a second opinion on your research plan or your study plan, or you need maybe personal interaction for some time on any topic of interest that is related to what we're talking about here. I'm a researcher. I'm a full-time researcher by what will I call that? Not by employment, but I'm a researcher. So I also offer qualitative and quantitative data analysis services. So for researchers who may need consultancy on this, or you need service on this, feel very free to be in touch. I also provide training for teachers to teach with technology. I'm an educational technologist by training. So I teach teachers how to use technology to teach. So if you have a school, or you know someone who has a school who want the teachers to be instructed, yes, that's something that I do as well. Other teaching or curriculum development or instructional development needs, or training in tech entrepreneurship, web, game or app development, and other digital skills for students and teachers. These are all things you can reach out for. The link to book an appointment with me is there down at the bottom of the screen, or if you go to bosedeedwards.com, you're going to also find information there to reach out. So let me here say thank you very much for everyone that has stayed with us till the end, and I look forward to seeing you in the next webinar, and I hope that your dreams of studying abroad are fulfilled as soon as possible. And so be in touch for any way that we can be of assistance to you. Thank you very much.